So I recently watched the first couple of episodes of HaiFuri, or High School Fleet as it's also known. It's an anime. It's basically high school set in the future. There's been a war, then subsidence, and now people all live on boats. And there's a school curriculum. You can join the Navy, which sounds a bit weird. And they also have live ammunition that they can use to battle, although they're not really supposed to do that last part, but they do in the show. Anyway, the impetus for the show is that the main character's ship has basically been attacked when they go late to a training thing, and they basically get accused of mutinying and trying to attack the main ship. It's explained that there's this disease, totalitarian disease. I don't think it's, at least the part I watched so far, explicitly mentioned, but basically there's a rat which carries a disease and spreads amongst people, and that disease basically makes them act violently and not think rationally. And because the people are late, the main ship, basically a ragtag team of mostly the incompetent people, who is basically all put on this ship. They're late because they've had engine trouble, get lost, etc. About 4 hours late, I think they say. And by that time, the ship for the actual training of the instructor attacks them, and they attack back. And then they end up getting accused of mutinying after they end up sinking an actual ship as well. That this disease, it's explained, one, to make people violent, which I guess diseases can do that. Obviously, like rabies can change the way people act, so that's believable. And it's explained to be a very easily transmissible disease, because if you've got rats, it spreads throughout all of the other ships in the training, except for them, because they're not there. And it spreads very quickly, obviously in that 4 hour time. When they leave, everyone's normal, and obviously to get to that point, they're obviously unaffected. And it completely spreads through them, so it's obviously very transmissible if it's spread through basically all the crew and all these ships in that time. And also, not sure how it's been transmitted boat to boat or ship to ship, because no one can walk across the water to do it, so I'm not exactly sure how that happens. It's obviously a very transmissible disease, except one of the people on the protagonist's boat, like the main boat, gets infected from a rat they find in a box. They're trying to get stuff out of the sea. And despite being in close contact, physical contact with some of the other people on the boat, none of them get sick. So if it's so transmissible, why don't they get sick? And obviously the rat doesn't affect anyone else, whether it's the rat or some fleas or whatever. No one else gets affected, so I'm not sure why it's only that one person who gets affected. Obviously, for the plot, you can't have everyone be affected. That would affect the point of the show and sort of ruin the entire show. But the weirdest thing of all is there's electrical issues on the ships where they have the boat. So even if you look on the wiki or in the show, it's explained that the disease is the virus is somehow causing electrical issues, which doesn't make any sense. How it's supposed to cause electrical issues? It would make sense that if you explain the no radio contact because people who have affected it actually weirdly, so then they've sabotaged their own ship or destroys a part of the ship, and therefore the electrical system doesn't work. But it's this disease itself is somehow affecting nearby electrical devices, which doesn't make any sense. It's just a very weird thing from High School Fleet. If any of you have watched the show, do you think the disease makes sense? It's a bit weird to try to suspend your disbelief. Like, obviously the premise of the ship, so you can easily set your view to accept that world as the premise of the show. But like the way this disease sort of spreads and affects things doesn't really make any sense, even within the established rules of the universe in the show. That's it for this video. If you like the video, comment down below your thoughts, ideas, views, and subscribe to see videos like this in the future.